The spotlight surrounding Kim Hyun Joong, former SS 501 member and heartthrob of Boys Over Flowers, vanished in a way no one saw coming. In 2014, he was still hailed as the nation's dream boyfriend, the flawless idol adored across Asia. Overnight, that image shattered when a bombshell accusation from his ex-girlfriend surfaced, followed by a leak of their private text messages. An entire industry and millions of fans were left asking, was the Hallyu prince they worshipped really a man who beat women? The answer would unfold over a decade-long legal saga packed with jaw-dropping twists and the kind of darkness K Entertainment rarely lets the public see. You're watching True Crime in the World, the channel where we dig into the planet's most baffling cases and riveting mysteries. Before we dive in, drop a like and hit subscribe. Your support keeps us going. Thank you. Early 2010s. Kim Hyun Joong sat on top of the world. As SS 501's leader, he already owned the stage. Then Boys Over Flowers made him a bona fide drama star. Sharp suit-sculpted face, he was every fan's dream date. But stage lights never reveal the whole truth. K showbiz is as unforgiving as it is glamorous. One moral scandal, one hint of violence, and an idol's career can evaporate in a blink. Agencies routinely bury troubles. Victims stay silent, fearing gender bias and the brute force of celebrity power. Kim Hyun Joong's story broke the pattern. The person who tore down the curtain was someone who'd stood beside him for more than 2 years, his girlfriend known to the press only as Miss Choi. That intimacy made the fallout even more shocking. Behind closed doors, the picture-perfect romance hid a terrifying stain. It started on a summer day in 2014 when Miss Choi gathered her courage and walked into a Seoul police station. On the night of 22nd August 2014, Korean media exploded. Kim Hyun Joong had been sued by his secret girlfriend for assault. In her complaint filed 2 days earlier, Choi claimed he attacked her multiple times between May and July 2014. Arguments sparked by jealousy and suspicions of cheating spiraled into brutality. She provided medical files showing bruises and at one point a fractured rib that required 6 weeks recovery, plus photos and private texts proving their relationship and his violence. The bomb went off. Fans who worshipped his perfect boyfriend persona were stunned and furious. Dispatch, one of Korea's top entertainment outlets, confirmed Choi had reported 2 separate beatings, one in late May and one in mid-July. The second left her rib broken, exactly matching her first statement. Public opinion split fast. Many condemned the violence, while die-hard fans insisted it was a misunderstanding. At first, Kim and his agency, Key East, stayed silent, promising only to cooperate with investigators. As outrage grew, Key East issued a damage control press release on 23rd August. They admitted there had been physical altercation, but downplayed everything the couple they said had dated only a few months, not 2 years. Just one clash had occurred on 30th of May 2014, during which both parties exchanged blows. They labeled Choi's fractured rib an accident from rough play, discovered the next day. The blowback was immediate. Women's groups slammed the statement for victim blaming and trivializing assault as horseplay. Still, a faction of loyal fans clung to the agency's narrative, trashing Choi online as money-hungry and intent on ruining their idol. Some extremists even threatened to sue her for defamation. Facing the storm, police summoned Kim in early September. He denied most allegations, claiming he accidentally hurt Choi once while practicing martial arts, nothing more. Yet his story clashed with hospital records and Choi's testimony. Investigators uncovered text and email exchanges showing a relationship riddled with jealousy and furious arguments. When those messages leaked, the public began to see the pair as locked in a toxic, slow-burn feud. With no CCTV or eyewitnesses, Police relied heavily on Choi's account and her medical charts. Fearing prosecution and unrelenting public scorn, Kim changed tactics. On 15th of September 2014, he posted a public apology to his codename for Choi, admitting he'd caused her physical and emotional pain. 2 days later, Choi suddenly withdrew her complaint, signaling a private settlement. Reporters soon learned Kim had paid $600 million, $400,000 for her silence. The hush money deal barred either side from disclosing details. Police dropped 3 of 4 assault counts, keeping only one lesser charge Kim had confessed to. On 20 September, he completed final paperwork. Prosecutors later fined him $5,014,000, a slap on the wrist equivalent to simple bodily harm. The scandal seemed to cool. Kim laid low, stepped away from the spotlight. In October, he reportedly met Choi to apologize again. And weeks later, tabloids claimed the couple had rekindled their romance. He was spotted hosting a private apology party in November and vacationing with her on Jeju Island at Christmas. But early 2015, another bomb detonated. Choi announced she was pregnant with Kim's child. January 2015. While gossip outlets buzzed about the pair's reunion, Woman's Sense reported Choi's pregnancy. Kim's camp responded cautiously. He could not confirm he was the father, but would take responsibility if true. Then more leaked texts ignited a fresh firestorm. Dispatch, still shadowing the case, published late 2014 messages showing Kim pleading for forgiveness, declaring, "I love you," arranging secret meetups to reconcile. Choi hesitated, yet stayed in touch. The logs also revealed talk of pregnancy and a possible miscarriage. In one exchange, Choi said she was expecting. Kim doubted it, demanded medical proof. Choi refused immediate ultrasound photos. The chat quickly soured. Kim wrote he'd order a DNA test when the baby arrived. Once public, the message's polarized opinion: was Choi trapping a star, or was Kim ducking paternal duty? The relationship between Hyun Joong and Choi unraveled once again, this time beyond repair. In May 2015, Choi shocked the public by filing a civil lawsuit demanding $1.6 billion, roughly $64,000 for emotional distress. The move sent shockwaves through South Korea, as many believed their conflicts had been settled the previous year. In her new lawsuit, Choi alleged she suffered a miscarriage in 2014 due to Kim's physical assault and accused him of forcing her to terminate another pregnancy. These explosive claims, far graver than her initial accusations, had never been mentioned before. Hyun Joong struck back fiercely. Feeling betrayed after their prior settlement and payments, he countersued Choi, accusing her of breaching their confidentiality agreement and fabricating stories that severely damaged his reputation. The idol demanded Choi pay an identical $1.6 billion, approximately $64,000 in damages matching her claim. He also sought the return of $600 million, about $24,000 that she received in their 2014 agreement, arguing she had broken her promise. The legal battle erupted not just over reputation, but also over the child Choi claimed to be carrying. And so South Korea was swept into an unprecedented legal drama between two former lovers. Both sides relentlessly presented evidence to defend their narratives. Choi appeared on television tearfully recounting how she lost her child due to Kim's alleged violence, vowing to raise his child alone. But her interview backfired. The court later deemed it defamatory, as her accusations remained unproven, yet caused significant harm to Hyun Joong's image and credibility. Kim's legal team focused on dismantling inconsistencies in Choi's story. His lawyers revealed that medical records from the hospital where Choi was treated showed no evidence of a pregnancy at the time she claimed to have been assaulted. They raised a chilling question if she truly miscarried due to abuse. Why did Choi drop her lawsuit in 2014 and later reconcile with Kim? Was the pregnancy story a later addition crafted to pressure him legally and extort more money? Throughout the grueling 2015-2016 trial, evidence from phones and private messages reshaped the case. A series of Kakao Talk messages between Choi, her mother, and friends revealed she was not pregnant at the time she claimed a miscarriage in 2014. In one damning message to a close friend, Choi admitted her menstrual cycle remained regular after the alleged assault, a fact that obliterated her claim of a pregnancy, let alone a miscarriage. Even more shocking, the editor-in-chief of Dispatch, the outlet that first published Choi's evidence, was called to testify. He revealed that Choi had sent selectively edited messages to the media deliberately manipulated to paint Kim in a worse light. Digital forensics later confirmed she deleted parts of their Kakao Talk conversations before submitting them to the court. While there was no evidence of falsified content, the court ruled her actions distorted the story's context, showing clear intent to manipulate public perception with tampered evidence. The biggest blow came when Choi admitted in court to lying. She initially claimed she was pregnant in October 2014 and was forced by Kim to terminate. But when confronted with contradictory evidence, Choi confessed this was entirely fabricated, no pregnancy, no abortion. This admission shattered her credibility. Prosecutors concluded she had deliberately made false accusations to extort money and ruin Kim Hyun Joong's reputation. From that moment, the tide began to turn. Leaked evidence, confessions, and contradictions in Choi's testimony flipped the narrative in Kim's favor. Once branded a violent idol, he began to gain sympathy as many believed he had been deceived and blackmailed. Social media reflected the shift. She was never pregnant, just scheming for money. Kim Hyun Joong is a victim too. Comments like these flooded online platforms. Yet Kim wasn't entirely blameless. He admitted to physically striking Choi once and had been fined 5 million won, about $200 USD in 2014, a fact he couldn't deny. But by now, the story was no longer just about a brutal celebrity. It had spiraled into a complex tragedy woven with love deception and ruthless calculations behind the glitz of showbiz. The drama peaked in September 2015, when Choi gave birth to a boy claiming he was Kim Hyun Joong's son. At the time, Kim was serving in the military, having quietly enlisted in May 2015 amid the scandal's peak. From the barracks, he demanded a paternity test. Choi initially refused, rejecting DNA testing during her pregnancy and immediately after the birth. Only after court intervention did both parties agree to a test in December 2015. The results were undeniable. Kim Hyun Joong was the father with a 99.99% match. After nearly 2 years of relentless lawsuits and public sparring, both sides suffered heavy losses. Choi was exposed for fabricating the miscarriage, while Kim couldn't deny his role as a father. In April 2016, during a paternity hearing, the idol formally acknowledged the child as his. The court declared the paternity issue resolved, noting Kim's commitment to his responsibilities as a father. Custody and support issues would be addressed in a separate case. Legally, Choi retained custody as the child had lived with her since birth, while Kim was granted visitation rights. But with their relationship now steeped in deep animosity, no real cooperation followed. Parallel to the paternity case, the civil lawsuits over damages continued. In August 2016, Seoul's district court delivered a verdict in Kim Hyun Joong's favor. It dismissed Choi's $1.6 billion $164,000 USD claim, as she failed to provide convincing evidence that Kim caused a miscarriage or forced an abortion. Instead, the court ruled that Choi had breached their 2014 settlement and made false statements that severely damaged Kim's reputation. She was ordered to pay him 100 million won, approximately $4,000 USD, for defamation. The ruling was scathing. Choi provided no evidence of being forced to abort or miscarrying due to violence. Yet she made statements on television and in the media, causing severe negative impact on the artist's image. This verdict was a powerful counterblow, dismantling the narrative Choi had built and partially restoring Kim's reputation. From a vilified star in 2014, he emerged as the victor in this legal war. But the saga didn't end there. Choi, insisting she was wronged, appealed to a higher court, maintaining she hadn't lied. The case moved to Seoul's appellate court and dragged on for years. In October 2018, the appellate court upheld the lower court's ruling dismissing Choi's appeal. The $100 million won for the $1,000 USD compensation to Kim remained, along with all court costs borne by Choi. The judge reiterated, no evidence supports claims that Kim Hyun Joong caused a miscarriage or forced an abortion. Meanwhile, Choi's unverified statements destroyed a celebrity's public image, and she must face legal consequences. After this, South Korean media revealed Choi's full name, Choi Hye Mi. Reports also surfaced that she had once aspired to enter the entertainment industry, but instead became infamous through a scandal that rocked the nation. Despite losing at both trial levels, Choi persisted. She appealed to the Seoul Supreme Court, her final hope to overturn the verdict. But in late 2020, the Supreme Court rejected her appeal, upholding the $100 million $4,000 USD penalty. The court emphasized there is no evidence that Choi suffered a miscarriage due to Kim Hyun Joong's violence or was forced to abort. Meanwhile, as a public figure, Kim's public image and personal honor were severely damaged. After over 5 years of one of South Korea's most contentious showbiz legal battles, Kim Hyun Joong emerged victorious. But it was a Pyrrhic victory marred by losses in image, time, reputation, and personal life. Choi's troubles didn't end with civil lawsuits. By early 2017, the Seoul prosecutor's office charged her with 2 criminal offenses: fraudulent extortion and defamation. The charges stemmed from evidence that she fabricated her pregnancy and miscarriage story to blackmail Kim Hyun Joong, a clear act of deceit. Her spread of false information through media and television was also deemed defamatory, severely damaging another's reputation. Evidence from the civil trials, including Kakao Talk messages, test results, and cross-examinations, was handed to prosecutors. Authorities confirmed Choi was never pregnant. At the time, she claimed a miscarriage due to Kim's violence. Her receipt of $600 million won about $24,000 USD in the 2014 settlement. Justified as compensation for emotional distress from a miscarriage, was ruled a profit gained through lies. In February 2018, the criminal court found Choi guilty of fraud and slander, fining her $5 million won, roughly $200 USD. The ruling stated she lied about a 2014 pregnancy, a fact she admitted, providing grounds for defamation through spreading false claims. However, on the charge of evidence tampering related to deleted Kakao Talk messages, the court found insufficient proof that Choi intentionally altered content to distort the case, so no harsher penalty was applied. The $5 million won fine sparked public outrage, deemed too lenient given the reputational harm Kim endured for years. Prosecutors appealed, demanding a stricter sentence. At the appellate trial in late 2018, prosecutors pushed for a 1-year and 4-month prison sentence, fitting the calculated nature of her fraudulent extortion. The court seemed to agree on the severity, with reports suggesting Choi received the proposed sentence. Yet specific details of this ruling weren't widely disclosed, and Choi appealed to the Supreme Court. In November 2020, South Korea's Supreme Court upheld the original verdict, a $5 million won fine for fraud and defamation. The earlier prison sentence may have been suspended or converted to non-custodial reform. The court was clear. Choi filed a civil lawsuit knowing she hadn't miscarried due to assault, deleted messages, and fed false information to the media to slander Kim Hyun Joong. Once the accuser, Choi, was now a convicted criminal. For Kim Hyun Joong, legal victory didn't erase the scars on his career. His public image was battered during the scandal's peak. Though partially vindicated by 2021, many fans couldn't overlook his admitted act of violence against his girlfriend, a fatal flaw for a celebrity in South Korea's morally stringent entertainment industry. In 2014, the scandal triggered a cascade of losses. Kim lost advertising contracts, was dropped from TV shows, and saw his acting career freeze. In May 2015, he enlisted in the military both to fulfill his duty and to escape the raging public storm. After nearly 2 years, he quietly completed his service in early 2017, but before he could rebuild, another scandal struck. Police caught him asleep at the wheel at an intersection, drunk with blood alcohol levels exceeding the legal limit. His license was revoked, and he paid a 2 million won fine, about $80 USD, a crushing blow to his hopes of a showbiz comeback. During the legal battles with Choi, Kim Hyun Joong vanished from South Korea's entertainment scene. Yet he retained a loyal fan base, especially in Japan and parts of Asia. This support allowed him to pivot to music, releasing albums and holding small-scale concerts in Japan and South America. In 2018, after winning his civil lawsuit, Kim marked his return with a lead role in the fantasy drama When Time Stopped. Aired on a minor cable channel, it failed to make waves. Major networks and brands remained wary of Kim Hyun Joong, fearing backlash. Once a K-pop and TV A-lister, he became a controversial figure forever tied to scandal. Just when it seemed he could move past the chaos and focus on family and independent music, the old scandal cast its shadow again. In November 2022, Kim Hyun Joong was thrust back into the spotlight with accusations of failing to pay child support for 8 years. A reporter turned YouTuber claimed that since his son with Choi was born in 2015, Kim hadn't paid a cent in support. Allegedly, he only met his son, then 7, for the first time in late 2021. After the meeting, Kim reportedly requested to lower child support from 2 million won to 1.6 million won monthly, about $64 USD, citing reduced income. He declared an annual income of 70 million won, roughly 2,800 USD, modest for a celebrity, justifying his request to adjust support. The source mocked Choi, felt it would have been better if Kim never acknowledged the child, sparing the boy further pain. The news ignited a firestorm on South Korean social media. Many branded Kim a deadbeat father, shirking his duties. Others questioned the source's credibility, suspecting a smear campaign as Kim attempted a comeback. His agency fired back, denying the claims. They insisted Kim never sought to reduce child support and called the allegations false and malicious. Whether true or not, the uproar proved the 2014 scandal's lingering grip, tainting every move Kim made under a skeptical public eye. Today, steering clear of television, Kim Hyun Joong clings to music, his greatest passion. He formed his own band, consistently writing and releasing albums while performing live at events worldwide. He also launched a personal YouTube channel to connect with fans, sharing vlogs about daily life, band rehearsals, and performances across cities. Choosing a low-key path, he avoids media spotlights, but sustains his artistic drive and bond with loyal supporters who stood by him through every storm. Looking back at the decade-long saga from 2014 to 2025, the Kim Hyun Joong and ex-girlfriend scandal ranks among K-Biz's most notorious and tangled personal dramas. It exposed ugly truths, violence in relationships, secret industry deals, and the law's misuse as a blackmail tool. It also sparked heated debates about gender bias in South Korea. Initially, the public rallied behind Choi, seeing her as a victim of abuse. But as evidence revealed her fabrications, outrage turned against her, the once protected, now vilified. Many feared this case set a dangerous precedent. A debunked false accusation could embolden actual abusers to dismiss victims as liars. The scandal also serves as a warning to celebrities. Hyun Joong's handling of personal relationships, from violence to cash settlements, plunged him into an inescapable crisis. In the end, the case closed with losses for all. Hyun Joong won, legally escaping further penalties, but his national heartthrob status was lost forever. His once soaring career crashed, his public image forever altered. Choi, once a sympathetic figure, became a convicted criminal, her reputation and privacy shattered as her full name, Choi Hye Mi, splashed across headlines. The child, the story's smallest, most innocent figure, grows up amid parental lawsuits, hostility, and media scrutiny, bearing a childhood scarred by trauma no child should endure. Hyun Joong's shocking scandal is a lingering tragedy, revealing the bitter shadows behind K-pop's glamour. A few leaked messages, a mistimed expression, or a single bad choice in love can push a star's career and life to the brink. This case isn't just about the fragile line between good and evil, victim and villain. It's a defining chapter in South Korea's true crime saga, where truth lies and public opinion collide in a drama without a perfect ending. What do you think of this scandal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below to discuss. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch more iconic cases on true crime in the world.